Hello and welcome back to some more F1 2020 in part 43 of our My Team Career Mode with Jordan GP Mercedes. Today we take on the Brazilian Grand Prix. Really looking forward to it. The final two races of the season. It's going to be absolutely massive. If you haven't caught the last couple of episodes, then make sure you do go and check them out. They were dramatic, but they have led to us being 11 points in front in the championship, which is quite unbelievable, really, considering we were 100 points behind Lewis Hamilton so much earlier in the year. He's now 22 points behind us. We're only 33 points behind Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship, meaning that 2-1-2s will, with the fastest lap, will win us the Constructors' Championship. I cannot wait to see how we get on, and hopefully you guys are looking forward to it too. So without any further ado, let's get into it and see how we do in qualifying. Then here we come up to the line. What's it going to be for our first flying lap of the weekend? A 1:06.8, which is easily quick enough to head into first place at the moment, and that should be easily enough to get through to Q2. So I'll see you guys at the end of the session. Well, there you go then. At the end of the session, we are a tenth and a half ahead of Lewis Hamilton, the defending world champion. Sergio Perez up in third there. Bottas only fifth. Going out in Q1 then is Kevin Magnussen, Lance Stroll, Mick Schumacher, Nicholas Latifi, Romain Grosjean, George Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi.
In on an oil leak.
Well, we have an oil leak in Q2. That could be crucial, but it's only going to take 4 minutes to get us fixed, and I suppose it gives us a clear track for when we get out there. We're going to go out on the medium tyres, try and get through to Q3. It's something we've tried recently and it seems to be working well. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, you know the Jordan guys, they got us straight back out there. And just as a quick update, this is going to be a 50% race, so it's important that we do get through to Q3 on the medium tyres. And wow, only 10th place at the moment on those medium tyres after the first runs, and look who's in 11th. Lewis Hamilton at the moment. You can see we are improving on this second lap. Can we go all the way and improve our time and make it enough to get through to Q3?
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Well, much better this time, half a second up. When we come up to the line, what's it going to be? It's a 1:07 flat. A purple final sector, and that puts us second at the moment. Perez also going through on the medium tyres by the looks of it. Let's see if it's going to be enough to get through. Well, there you go, comfortably through to Q3, but look at Bottas, he's gone through on the soft tyres. Actually, in fact, everybody has gone through on the soft tyres apart from us. Obviously, they didn't feel the pace was strong enough. And going out in Q2 then, Sainz, Ricciardo, Ocon, Norris, Raikkonen and Kevin Magnussen. Well, here we come on to what could be pole position lap. So this seems like a good time to take you guys on a lap of Interlagos on F1 2020. We brake down into the first corner absolutely perfectly. Take a little bit of curb through there, as much as you can get away with without the stewards moaning, and onto the DRS straight. You come up through this first sector, very important braking point coming up here. You need to kiss that apex, run a little bit wide. It's looking good so far. Up the hill we come towards this very fast right-hander. The more speed you can carry through there, the better. That wasn't our best run of the day through there, but managed to kiss the apex there now. Hug this corner and go as soon as you dare. easy to lock up through this corner, and there you go, a little lock up, doesn't compromise you too much, but a little bit too much curb going into that corner meant that we, you know, skidded a little bit, and now we're on to this incredibly long straight, DRS open, and we come right up to the line, and it's a 106.5, which is amazingly enough for pole. Considering that that was such a scruffy lap, we're still a couple of tenths quicker than Sergio Perez, our teammate, who's currently in second. He's doing a great job for the team. Well, we matched the first sector, purple middle sector, and you can see how much time we're gaining. 3.5 tenths at the moment. Bottas has split the two Jordan cars. We come up to the line, it's a 106.2, which is going to be enough for pole position once again in this season. We have got the pace nailed on a Saturday at the moment, and there you go.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three: the captain, Bottas, and Sergio Perez. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
Wow, we needed to pull out that lap at the end because Valtteri Bottas got within 3 tenths of a second of our time, and he would have took pole position. And Sergio Perez there in third. He's looking very, very strong indeed this weekend. Can he get that second place that we need him to take in this Grand Prix in order for us to take the Constructors' title? If he does take second, then we could potentially win the World Championship if Bottas finishes lower than third. I mean, that is very plausible, and it could very much happen. But on pole position again for the Brazilian Grand Prix, can we convert it into the win?
Welcome along then to the place where heroes and history are made. It's where the 2008 title was decided in the final corner. And it's the place, a year later, that Jenson Button stormed through from 14th on the grid to claim his one and only Drivers' Championship. It's Interlagos, and it's time for the Brazilian Grand Prix. We're racing today then at Interlagos, a historic 2.7-mile circuit, and one of the few anti-clockwise tracks on the calendar. 15 corners in total, 9 to the left and 6 to the right, with a technical middle section opening up to a flat-out Sector 3. That gives us our best passing opportunity down into Turn 1. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of Turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. The captain lines up on pole position, and it's Valtteri Bottas that completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Perez, Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton and Albon, Gasly, Vettel, Kvyat and Carlos Sainz, Ricciardo, Ocon, Lando Norris and Raikkonen, Magnussen, Stroll, Max Verstappen and Mick Schumacher, Latifi, Grosjean, Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Well, down on the track in first place, this is going to be exciting. There is a couple of options here. Two-stop strategy isn't too much slower than the one-stop on the hards, which I find pretty interesting actually. Only 6 seconds slower. Might actually be worth going for the two-stopper here and trying to really go for it on those soft tyres. So that's what I'm going to do. That's the strategy I'm going to go for. It's risky, but hopefully it's going to be effective. So let's get into the Grand Prix. Here we go. Ready and raring to go. Lights out for the formation lap.
Clutch bite is good, gearbox is responding normally. Make sure to warm up the tyres and brakes. Warm the tyres and brakes throughout the lap.
Starting on these medium tyres gives us the flexibility of, if we feel like it's going well, we can extend this first stint and put on the hards for the one stopper. You know, the other guys out there, they're going to really struggle to not do a two-stop today, so it's going to be very, very interesting what we can do with this race. I'm just hoping that we dance off into the sunset. That's what we need to do today. Bottas in second, he's doing all he can.
Conditions looking good.
To try and win this World Drivers' Championship. Mercedes very much the favourites for the constructors, but Lewis Hamilton down in 5th today, you know, behind Leclerc. Leclerc could be a big player in these last couple of races. If Leclerc manages to get himself going, get himself in amongst these podium places, he's going to be a huge player. But we need Perez to get past Bottas on lap 1 hopefully, or at least in the first stint. We need to hold position. We need to do a Sebastian Vettel here, dance off into the sunset, get out of that 1 second window and dominate the Grand Prix. So here we all come onto the grid. We're taking it nice and slowly. One final burnout as we come onto the grid, and there you go, one final burnout of the tyres. So we're lining up on pole position. Valtteri Bottas in second, Perez third, Leclerc fourth, Hamilton is in 5th, and then we've got Albon in 6th place with Gasly 7th, Vettel 8th, Kvyat 9th, and Sainz in 10th. So here we come, ready for the lights of this Brazilian Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go here in Brazil for the penultimate race of the season. We're off the grid well, but second phase of the start, you'd have to give that to Bottas. We give him the room round the outside of turn 1. Perez has made it past. Bottas is dropping down. Perez makes it into the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix. Bottas is down to 4th now, and Albon has had an excellent start. He's up in 3rd place, but Perez is leading the way in Brazil here, and well, you know, I wouldn't be too mad if he won the Grand Prix today, but I'd be very mad if we lost the championship by less than 7 points if he goes on to win it and we finish second. But Perez, what a opening manoeuvre from him, and well, Bottas is back ahead of Albon now, so we've got to be really careful here. We can't be beaten by Bottas today. We've got to try and stay ahead of the Mercedes cars, and Perez is the one that is sort of running away at the moment. But hopefully we can stick in this slipstream, get a distant tow as we come up at the end of this first lap. Perez is the man in the lead, but hopefully we can settle down into this race. We've got a long 36 laps. It's going to be very, very interesting. We need to get out of that 1 second window of Valtteri Bottas sooner rather than later. Hamilton up into 4th now, and this is exactly what I mean. We need 1-2s, you know, the rest of this season, and fastest laps if we are going to overthrow Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. We're doing all that we can at the moment.
Overtake button and have a go.
Well, here we come up to the 5th lap now, and you see we've just set the fastest lap of the race. We've got DRS putting Perez under pressure here. See Bottas 2.7 seconds behind now, so we've broken the back of that gap. Look at this now, right in behind Sergio Perez. Any mistake he makes, we're going to be right on top of. But on the flip side of this, we don't want him to make a mistake. We want to pass him cleanly and quickly and make sure that neither of us are slowed down by it. But I think at the moment we're just pushing ourselves to the absolute limit. You know, both of our cars, and pulling away from the field behind, which is exactly what you want, really. It's going to be super difficult, though, to pass them dirty air for the rest of the lap, of course, but we are pretty quick in the speed trap. You can see how much speed we are gaining, but by the time we're at the end of the straight, we run out of track. But another 4/10 pulled out on Bottas, but this is an excellent battle between teammates for the lead of this Brazilian Grand Prix. Well, this time we're a lot closer, but we're not going to have a go. We're just going to stay in second position. We don't want to throw it down the inside of Sergio. That could have ended in disaster for us both.
We advise moving to mix 2, fuel to mix 2.
But we're managing to build the gap to the guys behind, but stay close to Perez in front. You know, on the harder tyre as well. We're going to have 2 stints on that soft tyre. We need to push as hard as we can, really, to get the most out of that strategy. And here we come once again. Quite close enough this time, 6/10 down. I don't think we're going to have a chance, but we'll move it up into Rich anyway. So, see, we are reasonably close. Just no cigar at the moment.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Right in the slipstream now. But yeah, once again, just don't want to throw it down the inside of him. But we just have so much more pace. Once again, an excellent first sector, but just haven't got quite enough to get past him as yet. I don't know where we are going to come back out when we come in. It seems to say 9th, which I'd definitely take, because I don't think 9th will be in desperate amounts of traffic. The question is, are we going to be coming in before Sergio on the soft tyres? I'm guessing we are, which means we might be on slightly different strategies here. Is Perez going to come into the pits? No. So
We're going to box this lap, push hard on the in-lap.
oh wow, the overspeed there was quite unbelievable. You move that down, back down to standard. So it's all going to be about this pit stop now. We might as well stay with the action. These mediums were meant to last longer than their softs. Now, the thing is, we aren't going to get a massive undercut on Perez here, as long as we're not in too much traffic. That's what should happen. We should get the track position and at least the allowance to push hard. If we come in, put the softs on, we are committed to a 2-stop strategy. And I think that's what we have to do. Oh, but Perez is in as well, so we're staying out. Wow!
Sergio is in the pits.
I didn't expect Perez to be coming in on the same lap. That could have been a disaster, but now he's going to get that undercut.
The car behind is dropping back by about 3/10 a lap.
Now what tyre has he put on? He's put the hards on, he's going to the end of the race. I guess now we've got the flexibility to cover that strategy. The thing I want to watch though is Bottas. Bottas is the key player now. Is he going to switch his strategy? Is he going to go for the opposite of Perez, if you like? Well, this is huge now. Huge moments in this Grand Prix. But we are going to come into the pits. We're going to stick with plan A. We're going to stick the soft tyres on. And we're going to trust in ourselves that we can be 6 seconds quicker than anyone else. And we're into the pits. So here we go then. We're away in 3 seconds.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Question is, have we overcut Perez? Oh, wow, we hit the outside wall there, and there goes Perez, and that made the difference. Luckily for us, though, we didn't get any damage from that, but that definitely cost us track position. We nearly overcut Sergio Perez there, which is crazy. We've got Ricciardo in 3rd place as it stands on the medium tyres. Now, I wonder if he started on those medium tyres. He surely did. He surely hasn't made up this amount of positions. And well, we've just got so much more pace than Sergio Perez now because we're on the tyres 2 steps softer. So this is going to be the moment. You can see how much quicker we are now. We're right behind him, and we're even in lead mix. We don't even have to put it up into Rich, and we're easily through. So now it's time to push hard on these soft tyres. I mean, we do have to make sure that we get at least to the end on 2 sets.
Behind us is 3.8 seconds.
Had to run it close with Perez there. He knows we're on a different strategy. He should not be battling us really. But we have no team orders here at Jordan, as you could see. I mean, he was coming in on the same lap we were planned, so you know, there's no preferential treatment, even though I'm a half owner of this team with Eddie Jordan. There's no preferential treatment, and that's the way it'll always stay. But you can see we got out of that 1 second window now. Bottas up into 5th place. Now we've got to try and get a pit stop on these guys.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix too soon. Gap to teammate behind is 1.5 seconds.
So straight away, we put in the fastest lap of the race, a 1:09.1. Well, what a difference a year makes. Last year, we were being lapped ourselves by race leader Lewis Hamilton. We've just lapped the 2 Williams cars on lap 22 of this Grand Prix. Unbelievable. Well, you join me on lap 24 of this Grand Prix. We've got 13 laps to go. Certainly need to start thinking about when we want to take this final pit stop. We're 8 seconds ahead of Sergio Perez at the moment. Bottas is currently in 3rd, 16 seconds behind. So we know that in a stint we can be 8 seconds quicker. So if we say 25 seconds for the pit stop, you know, we can catch back up to Bottas and maybe even Perez by the end of the Grand Prix. If we were to pit now, that is. But hopefully we can continue to take out a little bit more time in the next couple of laps. I mean, this seems like a good lap. We're purple in that middle sector. Here we come up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 108.5, and once again another fastest lap. Only a tenth quicker than our previous, but we are still putting in some excellent lap times. 9.3 seconds is the gap now to Sergio Perez behind. Let's keep going.
Now, keep taking care of them.
Here we come into the pits then, with 10 laps to go in this Grand Prix. We're putting on a set of used soft tyres, and well, we've got 10 laps of running to go on them. Perez retakes the lead of this Grand Prix. We're away in 2.2 seconds.
Up to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
And, well, there's Valtteri Bottas. He's going to be going past. And we floor it through there, and you can see we've just come out behind Bottas. Only just behind, mind you. But that could be crucial. But we're on fairly new soft tyres. Only done the one lap in either Q1 or Q3. Don't know which set they are, but it should only be a matter of time before
use your overtake button.
Before we're through on Valtteri Bottas. So here we come then, round this final big corner. We've got the ERS is enabled. We got Rich Mix on, we got DRS open. This should be an easy overtake, and it is, and Bottas didn't even battle that hard for it, which I didn't expect him to, because he knows that this isn't his battle today. But here he comes back at us with the DRS.
We advise
but we keep
moving
it
to
clean.
Mix 2, fuel to Mix 2.
Bottas back ahead. I mean, this is harming our chances of winning the Grand Prix. But it should still be a 1-2. Go down the inside. Trying to keep it clean. Should have superior grip round the outside, which gives us the inside line. Bottas still hanging it in there. But we are back through. 7 seconds behind Sergio Perez. We've got 8 laps to go after this. It's going to be a tough ask, but hopefully we can do it. We've at least, in theory, secured this 1-2, which is exactly what we need to win the Constructors. So here we go. Got DRS on Grosjean, trying our best to get in his slipstream. A purple first sector there. And here's Giovinazzi. He should hopefully get out of the way, and he has done. So now a dramatic last few laps to try and catch and pass our teammate Sergio Perez and get those extra 7 points, which could end up being very crucial in this championship. Well, on the 6th last lap, and
there's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
Well, we've got the gap down to 5 seconds. This is an impressive start in our quest to catch up to Sergio. We've got plenty in reserve. These tyres will easily go to the end. And the question is, how is his tyres feeling? Obviously, his hard tyres went on before our first pair of soft tyres. So this is going to be really, really interesting to see whether Perez is going to drop off. 4 seconds is the gap now. We're putting in such consistent laps. This is the drive of a world champion. Well, 3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. 2.5 seconds is the gap. We're going to stay with the action all the way to the end. Can we get those extra 7 points? We're going to push absolutely flat out and see if we can pull this off. We took 3/10 out of him in that first sector. We have driven the perfect Grand Prix so far. I don't think we've made a single mistake really. Can't drive better than this. Kiss the apex on the inside there. We hug the inside curve there. And look at this, down to 1.5 seconds. Can we get into that DRS zone before the final lap? That's what's going to be crucial. We need to get into it on this penultimate lap that's coming up. There is a back marker coming up. I'm not sure we're going to quite reach the back marker, but yeah, we need to get within a second now. It's time to use everything we've got. Another fastest lap, look at that. That is absolutely crazy. That shows how much we're nailing it throughout the lap at the moment. Another fastest lap on the board. That's surely going to be so much quicker than anybody else. Look at this. But I can feel our tyres are starting to drop off. A little lock up there, but didn't hamper us too much. Another one there. 1.7 seconds. I don't think we're quite going to have enough. Unless he finds himself in that traffic, but I think it's actually going to benefit him. I don't think we're going to have enough here. 1.5 seconds we needed to get the DRS on this penultimate lap. If we were to have any chance.
This is your final lap of the race.
Half a second slower. I don't know where we lost all the time there. But final lap.
You're
I
increasing
don't
the gap on the
think
car behind by 0.5
we've got enough.
lap.
Trying our best to take the extra risks in the corners. Magnussen slows right down to get out of the way. Good idea, Magnussen. But Perez looks like he's going to be the man that pulls off the victory here at Interlagos. And it's going to definitely prolong the championship
The tank is empty.
into the final race. We're only going to make up 4 points on Valtteri Bottas. It's a bit of a missed opportunity. A one-stop race, I think we'd have dominated. But Sergio Perez wins it. He wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Excellent, excellent victory for him. And we finish second.
Top job, my friend, top job. I was a bit worried about this one at the start of the weekend, but you've pulled
Don't know
through.
how I feel about that.
Thank you.
Well, that might not have been the finest race in history, but there's no question it was a critical win. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Well, I'm thoroughly exhausted after the excitement of that race, but I'm sure it's nothing compared to our drivers here. They've worked hard to make it up there, and it's great to see them make their way out onto the podium.
And once again, it's us, 1 and 2, the three people that have been in incredible form this second half of the season on the podium there. It's going to be a three-way championship decider between myself, Lewis Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas. It's going to be incredible to watch.
So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. The captain increases their championship lead. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for Driver of the Day?
Often my go-to would be a driver who's managed to pull off an especially impressive feat during the race. However, in this instance, I was more impressed by Max Verstappen's solid, clean driving throughout the event.
Let's move on to the constructors. The lead at the top comes down after a strong weekend from the challenging pack. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, I tell a lie, Lewis Hamilton's out of it. 29 points behind now. Only 15 points to Valtteri Bottas, but as long as we finish, where do we need to finish? I guess fifth. Fifth will be enough, unless Bottas wins and gets the fastest lap. So you would imagine we've got the Drivers' Championship in the bag. And look at the constructors. We're now only 16 points behind. A 1-2 will do it. It will do it because I think, as a team, we've got more wins than Mercedes. We will check that out in a little bit. We might as well continue on. It's going to be another 50% race in Abu Dhabi. It's going to be super, super exciting. I cannot wait for it. It's going to be me versus Bottas for the championship victory.
Your team secured the top 2 positions. Is it safe to say you're a winning combination?
Winning in every sense of the words.
Do you think that your close rivalry has helped you out this season?
Kept the fans entertained. There you go.
Is there a hint of jealousy in seeing your teammate up there?
No room for jealousy. Blah, blah, blah.
Your teammate had a great race today. How much reward?
Come on. I want to get back to the home screen. I want to check how many victories we've got compared to Mercedes. I'm not entirely sure. You can see it from the team headquarters, but well, there you go. There's our performance over Lewis Hamilton once again, beating him in the rivalry. Another 1.56 million in the bank and cleared and ready to go. But what an awesome Grand Prix that was. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I really, really hope you guys did too. I think we've got one more episode in this series. I think we're just about going to win the Constructors' Championship. I think Perez has had an incredible second half of the season, and unless we have a DNF, I think we're going to pick up both championships, which is absolutely incredible. And there you go, we've got some more of that. So here we go, season results. How many victories have Mercedes had? So, Bottas has had 1, 2, 3, 4 victories. Hamilton has had 5. So that is a total of 9 for Mercedes. We have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Me, I've got 7. And Perez has got 3. So as a team, we've got 10. So a 1-2 will be enough now. We don't need the fastest lap. 16 points is the gap we need over Mercedes to win the Constructors' World Championship. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic ride. I mean, Perez has had an incredible run since Austria. Third, second, third. Didn't finish in Italy, but then since that DNF, first, second, first, third, second, first. What a performance from Sergio Perez. And, you know, we've won every Grand Prix since Russia. The last 4 Grand Prix as a team. I think we're in a fantastic position. I'll show you guys exactly what I've got planned for the next few weeks, or a couple of weeks in the team. And we'll head forward. We'll give Perez some more racecraft. Let's go for it. here we go. And we'll see if we pick up that aerodynamic upgrade. Yes, we have. That's going to be huge for this Grand Prix. We've got some
Our new parts have been completed without
some more R&D points, which is amazing. But look at the progress we've made as a team. Mercedes are bringing upgrades as well. They're going flat out to try and win this championship. No R&D reset, so it's going to be us and Mercedes straight away from the start of next season as well. And I mean, look at that. McLaren are now the fourth quickest team. Renault are up there. Red Bull comfortably third at the moment. But look at the driver market. I haven't showed you this for a little while, but Sergio Perez, 97 rated. And that's because of our facilities, which has given him 10, 9, 10 and 10 points respectively. And look at his stats. You know, he's virtually a perfect driver at the moment. It's his awareness that needs to go up very slightly. But yeah, he's apparently better than good old Lewis at the moment. He hasn't got any boosts from his team at the moment. But if we were to add Hamilton in there, I think you know, he would be 99 rated, wouldn't he? So that would be insane to drive against. And I think if we do a season 3 at some point, we will try and get Hamilton in. We need to get a bit more money in the bank first to be able to bring him in. But wow, what an episode, and what a finale we've got set up for the next episode. So if you have enjoyed it, make sure you leave a thumbs up down below. It really does help me out. It really does help out the channel as well. Subscribe to the channel for at least one more video of F1 2020, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.